Now, as you guys know, Take Two is all about those times and memories in everybody's life, and everybody has one where you wish you could go back in time and redo the events that happened that day. And usually you end up ruining your life, ruining someone's life, or ruining everybody's life. Doesn't matter. We're all hoping everybody can laugh about it and no one's gonna die from it. And with that said, I am here, the admin, to tell you guys a special story, putting my life on the line for you guys, that no one ever knew who did it. And for the first time ever, I am here to respectively, admirably take the full blame for it, even though it was my doing. Now, this title of this moment is called The Time I Almost Killed a Bride. Okay? And it starts at a brown wedding, because I'm brown. And you know these brown weddings are beautiful. This wedding in particular was outside, and it was absolutely amazing. Like the sun was shining, the grass was green, it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. Everybody's out there having a good time. And as you guys know, in every wedding, there's food. Now, if you don't know me already, I'm a big foodie, but my stomach can't handle anything. Like, we're talking about, you give me one cookie, I'm gonna be in the bathroom for an hour. We're talking about, you feed me Taco Bell or tacos, I'm gonna be in the bathroom and you're gonna hear what's coming out of my butt. That's how bad it is. You're gonna hear, please God, if you let me live this one more day, I will never ever do anything wrong. That's what you're gonna hear from me. Right? Now, imagine a wedding where you have unlimited buffet. And at that time, I was age 15, 14 maybe, and I was going in. We talking about eating, if you know what I mean. We're talking about round 1. We're talking about round 2. We're talking about round 3. We're talking about round 4. There was a little kid who I kept cutting, and this little kid who kept looking at me like, hey man, I even got my first plate. And I just looked at him like, yo man, if all is well today, you ain't getting any plates. I'm gonna get all the plates. So get your butt back to your table. Go cry to your mama. I don't care, because I'm eating everything. Right? And you know what the worst part is? Throughout this whole venture, I'm using the bathroom after each round. So after round 1, I'm going in the bathroom. And I'm going straight to that same stall. That stall was warm every round I went through. That should tell you how many times I went. Right? And every time I went to the bathroom, I would always lift my legs up. Because I have one of those weird paranoias where I don't want people to see me in the bathroom. So I lift my legs so they can't see under it. You know what I mean? See the shoes. And just from that day, I had the most intense core and leg workout just by swinging my legs up and down. Advice for y'all. Y'all can thank me later. When y'all have really strong cores and really strong legs, y'all can thank me. Now, as I told you, I was going into the bathroom every round. And we could thank that to the shish kebabs, we could thank that to the chicken, and we could thank that to the naan, because they were delicious. And so I'm going in the bathroom, and every round it gets worse and worse and worse. The first round it was like, oh my God, okay, come out, wipe, leave, wash my hands, and then leave, right? Second round it was like, okay, it was a little more intense. It was like, okay, I gotta be here for a while. This is not gonna be good, but you know what? Let's just get it done. And we did. The third round was getting a little bit deadly. Like, we're talking about tears coming out. We're talking about, God, please, if you hear me, save me this one more time, and I promise I won't do it. And then I went and did it again. But that's not the point. After the fourth round, I had to go to the bathroom, and I was moaning. Like, people were like hearing me. It wasn't a loud one. It was like, because remember, we're at a wedding. If it was home, it'd be totally different. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm not getting any more appetizers. You know, this is a sign. I ain't supposed to be eating this. God is telling me, God or whoever up there is telling me, do not pick up another damn plate. And I say, you know what? I don't give a damn. Beep, beep. I took another plate. Now here gets the best part. So at a brown wedding, there are certain events that happen. There's a dancing segment where the cousins they do their own choreographed dancing. And then there's a segment that is the most important segment, actually. And it's all about taking photos. And if you don't take photos, it's the ultimate disrespect to the bride and the groom, right? Because imagine if you're the bride and groom and your cousin doesn't take a photo with you. That's just that's disrespect. That's this personification of disrespect right there. Now, as you know, these photos aren't like, oh hey, let's take a selfie, blah blah. They're like 3, 4, 5, 6 different photos from 6 different photographers. I'm like, dude, stop hiring these people off Instagram. We don't care. Just hire one person and let's get the picture done, right? No, we can't do that. So it takes about like 35 to 40 seconds, right? And mind you, I'm the cousin of the bride. The bride who's there, who's supposed to be the happiest, the bride who planned everything. The bride whose entire reputation for the next 10 years is based on this wedding. She could be a surgeon, save 10 different lives a day. But if her food is bleep at her wedding, she gonna get shat on for the rest of her life. We're talking about, that's how serious it is in the brown culture, right? So we're up there with 19 other male cousins, right? Because all the first, second, and third cousins up there, or excuse me, first and second, right? And I'm up there and I feel a rumble in the jungle. I feel not a poo-poo, a fart coming, right? Now, the worst part about fart coming is you don't know if it's gonna be loud, you don't know if it's gonna be quiet, but you do know it's gonna be dangerous, right? And this one was coming at such a rate, it was like if you had one of those speed cameras, it was going triple the speed limit. I was even trying to, like, you know how your intestines go left to right? I was pushing it right to left. I was rolling my stomach right to left to push it back up, and it just wasn't happening. That's how bad it was. Now it's coming, right? And we're talking about this is in a matter of 3 seconds, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've just created a nuclear warfare. I'm gonna seriously hurt somebody by this fart, right? Now, as it's coming, mind you, it takes about 40 seconds to take pictures. This is within the first 10 seconds. I'm like, yo, I gotta think of something on my feet to do to save the day, to not make this the worst wedding for everybody as soon as possible. I gotta think of something real quick, and I did not. Okay, I tried to, right? I just told you, I moved my hand from right to left to right. I tried my best, and it came out. But you know what the worst part is? When it came out of the rear, it burned through the door. I literally thought there was a hole in my rear. I thought smoke was coming out behind me. That's how badly it burned. It burned my booty, right? Now, here's the worst part. It was those tiny ones that burned. So everyone listening to this knows how bad the smell was. And you know what the best part? I was about to say best part. You know what the worst part was? Nobody smelled it initially. It was almost as if we were like, it was almost as if, you know what? I'm gonna make this even worse than it could be. And as we were walking out, then people started smelling it. As we were walking down the stage, I thought, and I'm walking out, right? I'm trying to be in the middle of the crowd, so it makes it look less obvious it was me. I'm in the middle of the crowd, and I'm walking down the steps, right? And all you hear is, and I'm like, dear God, please let it be one of the male cousins. Let one of those fat male cousins be the ones who inhaled all of it. And by the way, I love all people. These are my cousins. I'm allowed to make fun of them. So I was like, oh, please, let one of him. I have this one rather big cousin, and I was like, please let him be the one who inhaled all that oxygen. Let him be the one suffering, not the bride, please. And all I see, because remember, I'm walking down the stage, is families rushing up to see what's happening. And I'm like, oh my God, it's the bride, isn't it? And I turn around, and guess what? I see the bride spitting. And this, you know, remember, mind you, she's wearing makeup. She's wearing lipstick. And her lipstick is running. And oh my God. That bride, first of all, she didn't even look good in the first place. All right? And she's my cousin. I'm allowed to say that. She's my cousin. But the second part is, she looked the worst she could ever look. She looked worse than a Monday morning. Man, she looked so bad. I could have sworn for a second the groom was walking out on her right then and there. That's how bad she looked. She was spitting and her makeup was running and people were just rushing like, what was happening? And then when they came closer, they also took some of the damage. And all I remember at that age was that every parent was asking all of us, who did it? Why'd you do it? Why didn't you just step down? You know, I was 13 at the time, so I knew better, but I still didn't do it. And all I remember is me feeling bad the entire time. And you know who this is? To my cousin, I really do apologize. You know what? If it makes you feel better, you can do it at my wedding. Just kidding, you're not invited to my wedding because you're gonna hear this before I'm married. I really am sorry, you know, but a man gotta do what a man gotta do. Actually, a human body gotta do what a human body gotta do. And don't blame me, blame your appetizers, all right? If the appetizers weren't that deadly, we wouldn't be in this situation. But seriously, I love you. Please don't hurt me in any way possible.